Good morning. This is Painting with Taste Homestead Journey. I know it's been a while. We just been really caught up on a few things. So, out here you have to try to earn some income to get supplies that you need. So I've been busy baking in the kitchen and helping the community and trying to make a few funds here and there just to get things done. But on a different note, I got to laugh and I figured, it's not funny. This is a serious situation and I take full responsibility. Like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're all about being open, honest, and we're not professionals, but we are learning as we go. Well, a few days ago, we had a huge windstorm, and we did build a temporary little outhouse on our shed just to keep our things in there. My neglect was forgot to put the roof truss, what we call that, the joist that holds down the roof. I forgot the name. Sorry, I haven't had enough coffee this morning. But yeah, I only put some ties down, half of the roof, to hold it temporarily until I got back to the property and put the rest in. Little did I know, like I said, we're new here, so we don't know all the situations that happen in the storms. Ashley, yes, you were right. We have big storms from Tiny Shiny. She did tell us, wait till you see the gust storms that we have here. They come out of the blue from the mountains. Yes, they did come a few days ago. And wait till you see what I showed you that happened to my little roof. Like I said, I tied only half the front of the little shed that we're building. And we tied it down. And the other half in the back, we forgot. So you can imagine what happened to my roof. I just got back to investigate the property, and let me show you what happened. You see that right there on the floor? Could have been worse. I got to count my blessings for that one. Everything is intact. Nothing broke except one 2x6, which I'm so grateful. So yeah, everything was tied down, as you see, to the 2x4s. But look at that. Completely yanked off from the front. Could have been worse. Like I said, I count my blessings. Everything is still intact. Apparently, it flipped forward and the part that was tied in broke off and landed straight to the ground. I'm just so thankful that nothing else broke. It could have been worse. But everything stayed intact. Just the 2x4 broke off, so we have to reconnect that. And rebend all those screws. All these screws that bent, rebend them, unscrew them off. So you see these ties that we put in? We put the ties in, but we didn't do it in both sides. So, back to the drawing board. You live, you learn, lesson learned big time, that's for sure. But as for everything else, everything is completely intact and nothing broke. I'm so happy that nothing broke. Because materials out here, they doubled and tripled in prices. So we have to make do with what we have. We do have the ties, and we got caught up in trying to make ends meet out here, and we kind of neglected the property just for a little bit until we got more funds to buy what we need. And a few storms came in, and sure enough. So lesson learned. Make sure you put all your ties and tie everything down how it's supposed to be. Otherwise, all the hard work that you do, you have to start back and reverse that progress. You know what they say sometimes? 10 steps forward, 20 steps back. Yeah, I take the blame. I take full responsibility for that one. But I'm glad it was just a 2x4 that got damaged. And I got to correct it. But we do have to finish putting all the ties. So, meanwhile, yep, it broke off. We'll fix it. It's okay. Lesson learned. I admit to my mistakes. But we got to move forward. Sometimes we fall down and we got to get back up and keep going. That's the life of a homesteader. You have to keep going no matter what life throws at you. And a different note, my husband and I, we were working hard at the progress also because we have no electricity and we desperately need electricity. We put pillars down, cement. This time we did it right. Yep, cement all the way down. Now we got to frame this correctly, tie it in. And this is to hold our solar panels. We need electricity out here to survive. So we built our spot to put our solar panels up on. We'll pull it up, build it in. It's going to be held in by 6x6s, pressure treated wood. We're trying to get some metal frames, but right now financially we can't afford it. You know, honesty is the best policy in our book, but we're doing with what we can. We use a lot of recycled materials, whatever we can buy at the time. Pallets we break apart, we use the wood. We recycle everything. We still got our collection of bottles. Thanks to Miss Erica at the Fed Cafe here at Pierce. She donated a lot of bottles. And we also found more bottles that were donated here in Pierce, Arizona. And we collecting bottles so we can put some bottle art and stuff in our build. And it's getting there. Slow and steady. Our shade cloth ripped with the storm, of course, so there's another added expense that we don't have, but we'll fix it. We'll patch it up. I'll sew it up. I'll do what I can. But yeah, that windstorm that came by a couple days ago really did a number. I'm just happy that it's not worse than it could have been. But the roof is still intact. Just flipped over and landed. We just got to finish putting all the ties in and keep it down. Our septic, well, here we go. Let's walk to our septic and see what we've done so far. We had great friends that come by with his tractor, and we were digging the trench, and apparently one of the hoses broke down and his machine is down. But we'll just keep digging by hand and do what we have to do. We got a few tumbleweeds in the tunnel. And let's see here. We dug halfway in and the holes and everything else, it just exploded, and hopefully we can find someone else with an excavator. But he did such a great job. Here we are with the tumbleweeds. There you go. He did such an amazing job, and yep, halfway through the dig. His hoses blew up. And yeah, we still have to go all the way down to the build. So not much progress from the last time. But like I said, life hits you and you got to do what you have to do to survive out here, you know? It's great owning your own land and living off grid in the whole nine, but the facts are that you still have to make ends meet. You still need income to survive. You have to eat. You have to still pay a few bills, you know? I mean, you own the property, but you still got to pay property tax. And materials out here are triple when it comes to buying the stuff that you need. But and when you rely on people to help you hand in hand, we have a group, Coach's Barn Raisers, beautiful, wonderful people. They work hard, helping each other out. But we all help each other, so we take turns. So we have to sit in a list and wait. Our groups come in, we work in one person's house first. The next following week we work in another person's house. So it's like ring around the rosy. We have to kind of take turns. So you have to wait your turns for the group to come in. And sometimes when you set up a group to come to your property, sometimes life happens and you have to cancel those appointments to get things correctly made before anybody shows up. So we had a few little setbacks. We were informed by some good friends that we have to dig just a little bit deeper. You know, they care about our safety. Thank you, Tiny Shiny, Ashley, and Jonathan. They did come by and gave us some advice. They have more knowledge than us when it comes to the hyper adobe bags, which is those red bags that we set up to pull and build on. You know, they care about our safety, you know, and they want to make sure that we have the right information at the right time. They have a class this Saturday on safety and building, and you should go and attend to this class and go and see what it is, how they do things, because they're really down to earth folks, just like us, normal folks, everyday folks that work hard for what they have, and they want to make sure that the information they give out is correct for everyone's safety. They want to make sure that we do things correctly so we don't get hurt in the future, and we really appreciate them. And yeah, so we have to go a little bit deeper, then add more gravel and the plastic and make sure that we do things correctly. And we want to be able to have, you know, our dream of having our hyper adobe home just like theirs. They work so hard and they have a lot more experience than we do. So all the information we get, we greatly appreciate it. Like I said, we're not professionals. We're YouTube university folks just like everybody else. We learn from everyone. We take advice from everyone, and we live and we learn. And that's what it's about here, the community being together. We love it out here, you know. It's a little hard. It gets a little getting used to, and the climate, the people, you know. It's just about getting along and trying to do things correctly and safely, which we are. And sometimes there's setbacks. You got to wait a little bit, learn a little bit, and then continue on. But you know what? This is our love, our passion. This is our home. And we just got to keep moving forward. And that's all we have to do, you know? Keep moving forward. God gives us the strength to move forward, and we have to just keep going. You know, we strongly believe in our faith, and we respect everybody else's beliefs, and we don't criticize anyone. And it's all about love and family and reunion and respecting everyone, you know? It comes a long way. Be non-judgmental. God says in the Bible that we have to live by faith and not by sight, and that's what we do. We live by faith and not by sight. I didn't come on to preach, but I just like to share God's love, you know, and the strength that He gives us on a daily basis. Yes, we struggle like everybody else. Everybody here is not perfect. We all make mistakes, but we have to love and respect everyone, and that's what it's all about. Everyone come together non-judgmentally and work together as a big family. And that's very important to us. No one's better than no one else. We got to help each other. When one person's down, we try to lift them up. And that's what it's about. Working as a community united. Not no one's better than no one else. Whatever knowledge you have, share it with someone else, Some people take it with a grain of salt, some people don't. You give advice, and some people take it, they'll take it. Other people, if they don't want to take it, it's okay. You don't obligate anyone to take your advice. It's just an opinion, and everyone takes it. But we take everything with a grain of salt, and we appreciate any kind of information and any kind of help. Out here, you got to barter. You don't have money, guess what? You have a heart and you have two hands. You help them and they help you. That's what it's all about. That's what's being part of a community about. We just hope we're able to get our electricity up soon, because we got to get out of a place where we're renting, because that's our funds for our build. Once we move out of there and move our RV over here. Right now we're trying to get our electricity put in, so like that we can finally move our RV into our property, and then we can continue our build. We're about helping people, helping the community. But there's setbacks, You live and you learn. We make mistakes, but guess what? Mistakes makes us stronger. Mistakes helps us grow and learn. You're never too old, and it's never too late to educate yourself. Never be embarrassed for asking for help. And if you don't get help, you continue on a day-to-day and do what you have to do. I cleared all this out. Hopefully I'll do a little dog run for my dog, and he can have his little puppy parties with his friends from the Cochise Barn Raisers and all the friends that got other puppies. I want to have a nice little dog run for them to come over, and they can all play while the parents come and help with our build. The puppies will have a safe little spot to run around in and play, and like a little puppy park. But I figured I'd let you guys know what's going on, Well, there's our shade cloth. And there's our water, which is empty. I just patched it up. Hopefully it'll hold water. We found that at a bargain. And once we get water put in here, we can start with our adobe build. These are mounds of clay, caliche, sand. Our build is going to be a combination of hyper adobe bags. We're also going to have straw bale walls also put in. And we're also going to have a earth build partial built in with the air conditioning ducts. You have to dig, I think it's 6 feet down. A tunnel has got to be 25 to 100 feet over, so I cleared all this out so we can dig a path. And then you have to put in a tunnel, a plastic tubing that goes underground. It keeps the air flow cold, so the hot air comes in from above, it goes down underground, and it pulls back up into the building cold, so the temperature stays cool underground. So by burying that tunnel and then going into the building, you have basically free air conditioner. And out here, it's all about surviving and be self-sufficient. So anything helps. But it's getting there. It's getting there. Our build is still up. We have 6x6 posts, pressure treated. And yeah, I figured I'd give you guys an update of what's going on. There's delays. Funds are running out, but we have to make ends meet and do, the jobs out here are scarce also. But if you come with your talents, you use your talents and you make ends meet. I'm a pastry chef, so I'm baking goods and trying to sell. And my husband has a part-time right now that comes and goes. So it all depends on the jobs that you can find. But anything is better than nothing. But like I said, you got to make ends meet. You got to work still. You have to make ends meet. You got small little bills. You got materials you got to buy. And you have to be frugal in your spending to make sure things last, It's taken a little bit, but it's okay. I'd rather know what I'm doing and learn from people that are experienced and take it from there. Again, My Little Homestead, and Ashley and Jonathan from Tiny Shiny, and Coachy's Barn Raisers. There's a few people here there, and Jared. Don't forget Jared from My Little Homestead. Oh, we've been watching their videos. They're great. They're also building. Want to give them a shout out. We learn a lot from them too. Their soil is exactly like ours, so we are learning a lot from them also. We've been following their family on YouTube for a while also, and their builds. And congratulations to his sister that had a baby boy. And we love you guys, and we pray for everyone. And like I said, safety is important, guys. And sometimes we get lazy and we forget to do things when we're supposed to. Our own negligence, accidents happen. I'm just glad nothing bad happened. All this we can correct. But lesson learned. Lesson learned. And I'm at fault for that. And my husband told me, Maggie, hurry up. Make sure you put those ties down, because we heard these winds were strong, and I got caught up doing stuff and didn't come back on time before that storm hit. But lesson learned. It's okay. Could have been worse, and I'm just so glad that it wasn't. So until then, everyone, this is the update. We got to fix that roof again and finish the solar panels so we can have electricity put in, so we can finally move our trailer over here. So I'd like to say, everyone, take care. God bless. Stay safe. Don't get lazy. Do what you got to do to be safe out here. And own up to your own mistakes. Correct them and move forward. That's how we live, and that's how we learn. Have a good one. Stay safe and be blessed. Bye, everyone. Painting with Taste Homestead Journey. Take care, and bye-bye.